What up everyone, it's your boy X-Manny87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends wishlist video, and what I have for you today is my top 20 X-Men figure wishlist for Marvel Legends. Before we get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, here's a heads up that this will be a long video for your listening and viewing pleasure. I just want to disclose that I normally do my wish list consisting of characters that were never made before by either TOYBIZ or Hasbro, nor ones that need any updates. But I'll do something for fun during the halfway mark of including one or a few TOYBIZ ones I'd like Hasbro to remake, but not part of my top 20. No HASLABs, because obviously the dream project is a Blackbird and Danger Room diorama. That's the centerpiece for me, I'd want above all. I think most of us do. But what I'll do is name some HASLAB figures I'd like to see them remake that was in the TOYBIZ line, along with something we never got from both brands. Figures only, no vehicles or playsets. It's a lot to choose from, and you guys know I'm a hardcore X-Men fan, so I'm deep in the lore. I figured we are in the 20th year of Marvel Legends, why not do a top 20 wish list to commemorate next year's 60th anniversary of X-Men. Also, this list is based off unconfirmed releases and avoiding any rumors or teases you may have heard that's been leaked. If it's not confirmed or fully revealed / announced by Hasbro officially, then it's not true as of this moment. Just rumors. I got spoiled by some, unfortunately. I hate spoilers because I love the element of surprise, but I guess doing what I do, it'll sometimes be inevitable. If you do want to see what's in the rumor mill for next year, then my buddy Rectangular has a video of some leaks he reported. Link is in the description below if you want to watch that after this video. Regardless of rumors, my list is my list, so with that said, let's go! Kicking things off at number 20 is Agent Brand. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Whedon and Cassidy's astonishing X-Men run, and having Abigail, an Agent of S.W.O.R.D. here to build that world will be amazing to have. We don't have many tactical looking females in the line. She would be a great addition to X-Men and Cosmic shelves and open the door for some S.W.O.R.D. agent army builders. Number 19, Rachel Summers Phoenix. This is an easy one. After coming out with that Excalibur 3-pack last year, this figure is needed to complete that team. She will definitely require an all-new sculpt, but I'm hoping for better flame effects. Hopefully a flaming aura to surround her body. At number 18, Feral. I'm surprised she wasn't in the PulseCon reveals since it was X-Men focused. I feel like they've been teasing her for quite some time. With Tigra's body, this is doable and will help complete my 90s X-Force team. At number 17, I have Destiny. I'm looking to complete Mystique's Brotherhood of Evil Mutants team, and I'll need her lover Destiny in order to get that done. A super important character to have. Maybe a 3-pack with a new pinless classic Mystique and their foster child they raised, Rogue, in her Brotherhood version. Number 16, MRD'S, Mutant Response Division. You know I love my army builders, so having a military strike force against mutants would be awesome. Loved seeing them in the Wolverine and the X-Men animated series. They are dope in the comics, and we can use some more army builders for our X-Men. Number 15, SHI'AR Empire Guards. Speaking of needing more army builders for our X-Men, this is imperative to have in the collection if they are going to pump out the cosmic side of X-Men with the likes of Imperial Guards, Starjammers, etc. I don't expect these to be on fancy updated bodies. Probably just new heads on older bodies to be fillers for however they are offered, but gotta have them. Number 14, Lady Mandarin. This is on my top female legends I want to see made. I'm a big Psylocke fan. She's one of my all-time favorite X-Men, and seeing her don the assassin armor in figure form would be amazing. This would require lots of new tooling, but I think they can pull it off. After seeing that Spiral reveal, her double pinless metal arm just got me thinking of that being used here. Can't have Mandarin's personal assassin without him. A 2-pack of her and Mandarin would be pretty sweet. Number 13, Genesis. The son of Cable, Tyler Dayspring donned this beautiful variant Apocalypse armor and considered himself the new heir of Apocalypse and chose Wolverine as one of his horsemen. This character is so badass, and I loved his TOYBIZ figure as a kid with that cool removable Apocalypse helmet and spine figure. He'd fit best as a deluxe and would be a good setup for some Dark Riders members for him to lead. Number 12, Empress Lilandra. You heard me mention SHI'AR Empire Guards at 15, and you got to have Lilandra lead them. She has rich history in X-Men lore. She could have made my top 10, but then I kind of have her already. Kinda, sort of. We all pretty much have her on the Silver Sable body in our collection. It's just a substitute until we get the real thing. A new alternate head with just the hair would be nice. She was in Hasbro's vote poll back in 2007, but lost to AOA Sunfire. But that was a terrible figure. The alt head that came with Mystique was way better than that entire figure. She better have a metallic silver paint deco over that unpainted plastic crap this time around. Can't build a SHI'AR collection without her. It'll be pointless. I need her. Number 11, Eric the Red. Another major character from the SHI'AR. This is another figure I had as a kid and always thought he was pretty cool. He'll definitely need to be an all new sculpt from scratch with that heavy design he's got going on. I can see some reused parts from Iron Man, such as the gloves. Most important thing is getting that metallic red color on point. The 90s TOYBIZ vintage figure got it right, and so the Legends one will need to follow that. After all, red is in his name. Now that we're at the halfway point, let's do something fun here with a few categories before I get into my top 10. My first category would be honorable mentions. Nitro had run-ins with Wolverine, so he would look like a kick-ass figure. I liked him in the Wolverine and the X-Men animated series too. Gotta have the guy who started Civil War. Harry Leland to round out the core Hellfire Club. Using some overlays over the Doc Ock body would work since he is a heavy-set guy. The Brood will be another strong army builder to pit our X-Men against. Good time for them to re-release the Brood Queen Bath. I don't think that needs an update personally. It's fine as is. WOLFSBANE appeared as an alternate head for Danny Moonstar, but we need a 90s X-Factor version to complete that team already. Nocturne is one I've been wanting to see made as well. And lastly, can't forget about AZAZEL. He would look insane. Second category is films. While I don't care for the Foxman movies, if I had to pick one, I'd love a Deadpool movie 3-pack with Colossus, Juggernaut, and Fire Fist. Gotta have Colossus with the rest of the Deadpool movie gang. Juggernaut would look awesome in his prison jumpsuit. Fire Fist can use the Ned Leeds body. Third category for animated series and video games. Not much to go off recent games, but I really want to see figures for the new Wolverine PS5 video game. For X-Men the animated series, I'd say Senator Kelly and Bolivar Trask in new pinless suited bodies. Fourth category is for a TOYBIZ and Hasbro remake, which for TOYBIZ would be a classic Angel. Red or blue, doesn't matter the color to me. I'll take both as he's long overdue. I'd also like to add a remake from the Marvel 3 3/4 line, which I would want to see in the 6-inch Legends line, and that would be the Colossal Juggernaut. It would make for a great deluxe or bath. For a Hasbro remake, I'm going with Danger because that would be an amazing updated deluxe with bigger wings and plus astonishing X-Men world building, so it's needed. Fifth and final category is HASLAB. A few I have in mind. 2 that never have been done before, and 2 TOYBIZ remakes that can be done more creatively. For ones that haven't been done before, they can do KRAKOA, which with the recent push of the House of X, giant-sized X-Men, and the secret second class of Vulcan's team, it is something that they can explore. This monster is a walking island and would serve great as a beautiful diorama piece as well. Then there's Armor from Whedon and Cassidy's astonishing X-Men run. You know that's the X-Men team I want to complete most, as I've been clamoring for that to get done. And what better way to put the cherry on top than to have Armor done in the truest way possible. A bath or a deluxe simply wouldn't cut it. The truest way for me is to have a full-fledged articulated figure of Hisako Ichiki that you can insert in a fully articulated exoskeleton body that's translucent. So her psionic armor would have to be huge in order to put her entire body in, so you can see her completely through the armor. This way you have both Hisako in her X-Men outfit to display powered down and the body armor that's fully posable. Nothing cheap looking where you would just see her face in the armor if she was done as a bath or whatever. I'm talking about getting her done in the best and truest way possible. And I feel that this is the way. For the first TOYBIZ remake as a HASLAB, getting a 20+ inch Apocalypse figure with multiple weaponry limbs and his 4 horsemen as tiers. That would be easily sellable. The second TOYBIZ remake as a HASLAB would be Onslaught's final form. The TOYBIZ Bath was extremely undersized, it was a crime. We need his larger than life look from the iconic comics, with that HASLAB Galactus standing at 32 inches, and Onslaught's final form is about 34 to 35 feet in the comics. I would say he should be about 5 inches bigger than Galactus. So 37 to 40 inches would be great with me, and that would look insane. Especially if you want to capture that scale of how he looked in the Marvel vs. Capcom games and the stage background. For tiers, they can kill it, giving us some of the X-Men in that run. If they plan on making figures like Wolverine with the bandana, Cable in yellow and blue, then here is where they can cave in with figures they haven't done yet, like Joseph and SHI'AR. I would be all over SHI'AR. Oh, I forgot to put her in my honorable mention. Well, there you go. SHI'AR, honorable mention. Like in the comics, it took the entire Marvel Universe to be Onslaught. I want the figure to feel like it's going to take my entire Marvel Legends collection to defeat him. Now let's get back to the list with the rest of my top 10. At number 10 we have SENYAKA, the sadistic whip snapper from Sri Lanka. Bars. His look always stuck out to me. The vintage TOYBIZ figure was so cool with the whip snapping action. I had a lot of love for that figure. I need to carry out the same love I had for that TOYBIZ 90s figure onto a Marvel Legends version of him right now. I can see the Vulcan base arms and legs reused, but with new forearms and boots. I feel the torso should definitely be newly sculpted with those metal parts molded onto it and not like added layers. Plus, the bioelectric whip needs to have that static / crackle sort of effect, as this will be useful for a comic and movie whiplash. Having SENYAKA will pave the way for Fabian Cortez and the rest of the Acolytes. Another crucial X-Men team needed for the collection. At the number 9 spot, I have SILVERFOX. The X-Men lore to me has the best ever Native American characters created. As someone myself who is of indigenous heritage, with having Shaman, Forge, and Danny Moonstar, I'll be more than thrilled to add SILVERFOX in the collection. One of Wolverine's biggest love interests, and having so much history with him, she's essential to a Weapon X display. Loved her in the 90s X-Men animated series. I hope they use a soft fabric cape. It's bad enough most females are limited in articulation, so we don't need any hindrance there. Never had her 90s TOYBIZ figure, so it would be nice to have a Legends figure of her. At number 8, the X-CUTIONER. This is one of the most badass looking characters, and that same level of badass translated over beautifully to his vintage TOYBIZ figure. I remember that figure having a lot of play value, which made it a top favorite for me back in the day. I'm hoping the Legends will have a removable mask and poncho like the vintage figure for more display and play, as well as his armor being in a metallic deco. After all, he wears SHI'AR armor and wields a SHI'AR lance, so it needs to look good. X-CUTIONER also went up against the Punisher a few times, so for you Punisher fans who want more Punisher foes, then here's a good pickup for you. A must-have for my X-Men collection. Number 7, WARSTAR. More SHI'AR goodness on this list with the symbiotic connected relationship of B'ni and Cecil, known together as WARSTAR. This will bring in more Imperial guards. WARSTAR also battled Captain America in the comics, so this is a good addition for Cap villains too. Curious to see how this would be done. The 90s TOYBIZ figure was a lot of fun as it had the same feature as TUSK, where there's a tray that slides open with a slot inside to fit B'ni inside. So B'ni will hopefully be his own articulated figure that can easily mount on the back of Cecil. Having WARSTAR as the Bath and B'ni as a regular in the wave would make sense. Hasbro is great at making big bulky robotic figures, so this will surely be a hit. At number 6, CECELIA Reyes. My Puerto Rican queen. I've said it before, as a Puerto Rican, I will always support my Puerto Rican characters. The representation can't always be Miles Morales all the time. I want to see more of it, so this one is for the culture. We really need to complete that 97 X-Men since getting Maggot. After revealing that Storm 275 figure with the molded in straps, it's the perfect base body for CECELIA. Hoping she comes with some cool effects, because not only can she generate a cytoplasmic bioforce field, which I hope we get a unique one to her liking and not the Sue Storm force bubble, but she can shape them into melee constructs such as spikes, hammers, and battering rams. I can see her being in a X-Men 97 multi-pack of some sort with Marrow and Joseph. Number 5, DEATHBIRD. Even more SHI'AR love here. The wife of Vulcan and the older sister of the canon LILANDRA. She deposed LILANDRA and has ruled the SHI'AR Empire not once, but twice. The 90s TOYBIZ figure was a gem with those chrome-plated parts that shined beautifully. Hoping Hasbro does something special with the paint to make that SHI'AR armor stand out from the rest. I mentioned before that the AOA Shadowcat is a good base body for her, but she's definitely going to need a lot more new tooling and her own wings to fit the female body arms and back, as her wings can pose as a cape too. A reuse of those Vulture/Falcon wings won't cut it. If done right, she can be the best Marvel Legends female figure ever to be made. Coming in at number 4, TUSK, the big muscle of the Dark Riders. For those who don't know the Dark Riders, they are basically a team composed of Inhumans that were kidnapped by Apocalypse to carry out his survival of the fittest idealisms. The power set to this Adelon native is really cool because he can create these little duplicate creatures called underlings that sprout out from the top of his hunched back. The underlings share Tusk's strength and invulnerabilities, but can also think for themselves while still having a psychic connection to the main body. Something the 90s TOYBIZ figure captured so well, as you can insert an underling onto his back and eject the figure out whenever. It's figures like this that makes me want to go back and recollect those vintage 90s TOYBIZ figures all over again. This guy needs to be big and massive. I feel the best way to offer him would be as a bath. The most creative way to go about it is having each figure in that wave come with a tiny posable underling figure. This way, it's an easy army builder instead of buying the same figure repeatedly. Hopefully, he'll have some pegs in disguise on his rocky looking back to mount some underlings. He would make for an incredible display and play, along with being one of the best baths ever. Coming in at number 3, CORSAIR and the Starjammers. I know it's kind of a cheat here by adding a team with CORSAIR, but come on, they just go together. This is my ultimate SHI'AR love. This is one I did end up getting spoiled on the rumored leaks, but again, I'm taking it with a grain of salt as it's not officially revealed or confirmed. I have a very fond memory of the 90s TOYBIZ figure. I remember my dad and I going to Toy Hunt to find that CORSAIR figure for my brother as a birthday gift because my brother loves CORSAIR. We snagged it and that was such a cool figure. I know this is my brother's number 1, so Ray, if you're watching this, you can now retire from collecting Marvel Legends. I think CORSAIR will probably be on the Vulcan body to match the Summers physiques. We'll probably get Hepzibah and Raza Longknife in a different wave, but I can see Chode as a bath in the same wave CORSAIR is rumored to be in, and also include his pet Kari as an accessory packed in with a figure in that assortment. The TOYBIZ Starjammers were awesome, but they never made Hepzibah, which is why we need a figure of her. Too bad we'll never get their SHI'AR cruiser as a HASLAB. The Starjammers have always been in my top 3 teams for Legends to make, and it looks like that wish will come to fruition. Coming in at the number 2 spot is Random. So Random is really only a young boy who is a shapeshifter and changed himself into this big badass bounty hunter you see here. The cool thing this bounty hunter can do is having the power to adapt his body to counteract any mutant power and fire protoplasmic projectiles from his gun-morphed forearms, which again makes him a total badass. His 90s TOYBIZ figure was one of my top 10 favorites at that time and was completely comic accurate. Hoping Hasbro does this one justice. I was going to say throw Random in a multi-pack with, well, random characters. I think someone spoiled this for me in the comment section on one of my videos. Please don't do that. I don't appreciate that. Again, take it with a grain of salt as it's not officially confirmed nor revealed. Wonder if they'll reuse the Omega Red body or AOA Sabretooth. Just please don't let it be the Hyperion or Nuke mold. I'm hoping it's an all-new mold as I feel he should have his own unique physique. He should have swappable forearm gunners along with a pair of fists, hopefully with some new blast effects to plug into those gunners. Definitely needs his tattoos as well. We need some more X-Factor villains love, especially to go up against Strong Guy as those two hated each other at that time before they became friends. Also, he was one of Exodus's acolytes along with Tempo and Frenzy, so it'll be cool to complete that team too. Well, my number 1 was supposed to be Goblin Queen Madeline Pryor before she got revealed for the HASLAB Ghost Rider, but they messed that up by not giving her the 80s Inferno costume to stay consistent with the rest of the 80s X-Men figures they've been giving us. Instead, they gave her the 2015 Inferno Battle World series attire under the Secret Wars event. Come on, they screwed us X-Men fans over, so she didn't come out the way us true hardcore X-Men fans wanted her to, so it's a wasted wish. My number one X-Men character I want made more than anyone else is a 90s version of Exodus. Exodus is one of the most overpowered mutants, as his powers were enhanced by Apocalypse. He has about every freaking power in the book. A former follower of Magneto and leader of the Acolytes, now he's a member of the Quiet Council of KRAKOA. He's like a second Magneto, sharing the same philosophies. Maybe that's why I love him so much. He's not only a major X-Men villain, but he was also a major Avengers villain in the 90s. And his TOYBIZ figure was also one of their best at that time. I wore that figure out until the cape turned yellow. He was in blue, which I hope Hasbro does his costume in black. I can see him being on the Vulcan base body because of those long legs and having some layered add-ons throughout the figure. I'm hoping for him to be newly tooled, but with Hasbro, you can't rely on that. Those thigh-high boots will have to be on new legs. Wonder if they'll make the wing blades attached to his back or part of his cape. New effects are a must for this guy. But with the lack of effects from characters like X-Man, Legion, and Vulcan, you can't rely on Hasbro for that shit either. One day, I want to see this wish come true, as Exodus has always been my most wanted X-villain for Marvel Legends. Now I kick it back to you. I want to hear your wish list and see which ones I have here made your list, and also want to see those that didn't make my list. Try doing it following my formula I did in this video. This was so hard to narrow down to. In all honesty, I want all the X-Men characters, even the ones I'm not a fan of, like Marrow. God, I hate that character. But I love the X-Men universe beyond anything else in Marvel. If you enjoy my Marvel Legends wishlist videos and want to see more, which Marvel Legends wishlist video would you like to see me do next? Avengers, Cosmic Universe, Villains? Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Thank you for watching my Marvel Legends X-Men wishlist video. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xmanny87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace, peace.